they said it wouldn't happen. They said WWE would protect their golden boy influencer at all costs. They said CM Punk was too professional, too controlled, too calculated to snap on live television. They were wrong. Dead wrong. Because last night on Monday Night Raw, the best in the world finally had enough of Logan Paul's disrespect, his arrogance, his delusional belief that a few good matches make him a real wrestler. And what happened next was pure, unfiltered violence that left the WWE Universe in absolute shock, Logan Paul bleeding and broken, and the entire wrestling world asking one question: has CM Punk gone too far, or did Logan Paul finally get exactly what he deserved? The tension has been building for weeks. Ever since Logan Paul inserted himself into main event conversations, ever since he started running his mouth about being the future of WWE, ever since he dared to compare his YouTube celebrity status to CM Punk's 15 years of blood, sweat, and sacrifice in wrestling rings around the world, Punk stayed quiet. He ignored the jabs. He let Logan's comments slide because he's a veteran who understands the business. But there's a limit to every man's patience. And last night, Logan Paul crossed a line he can never uncross. He disrespected not just CM Punk, but everything wrestling represents. And Punk made him pay in the most brutal way imaginable. Let's rewind to how this massacre actually started, because the context makes this even more insane. Raw opened with Logan Paul in the ring, microphone in hand, doing what he does best, running his mouth to get attention. But this wasn't playful heel work. This wasn't entertainment. Logan went personal. He stood in that ring and said that CM Punk was a relic, a has-been, a bitter old man clinging to past glory while the new generation, his generation, was taking over. Logan said that Punk's 7-year absence from WWE proved he wasn't tough enough to handle the pressure, that he ran away like a coward when things got hard. He said that his millions of social media followers meant more to WWE's bottom line than Punk's ring work ever could. The crowd was booing. They were hostile. But Logan kept going. He pulled out his phone, showing footage of himself training, hitting moves, taking bumps, and then he said the words that sealed his fate: "I've accomplished more in wrestling in 2 years than CM Punk accomplished in his entire career. I'm younger, I'm richer, I'm more relevant, and let's be honest, I'm a better athlete." Punk is just mad that a YouTuber does his job better than he ever could. The arena went silent. Not because they agreed, because they knew what was coming. You don't say those words about CM Punk. You don't disrespect the man who main event against John Cena, who held the WWE Championship for 434 days, who walked out of WWE on principle and survived for a decade without them. You just don't do it. And then the music hit. Cult of Personality exploded through the speakers, and CM Punk walked out, but he wasn't smiling. He wasn't playing to the crowd. His eyes were locked on Logan Paul with an intensity that made everyone in that arena uncomfortable. Punk walked to the ring slowly, methodically, like a predator stalking prey. He didn't run. He didn't rush. He wanted Logan to see him coming. He wanted Logan to feel the fear building with every step. Punk slid into the ring, and Logan, to his credit or his stupidity, didn't back down. He stood face to face with Punk, smirking, believing his celebrity status made him untouchable. He believed WWE's corporate structure would protect him. He believed CM Punk wouldn't actually hit him because of contracts, lawyers, sponsors, and all the politics that govern modern wrestling. Logan Paul forgot one crucial detail: CM Punk doesn't care about any of that. He never has. That's why he walked away before. That's why he's dangerous now. Punk grabbed the microphone from Logan's hand without asking. The disrespect was immediate. And then Punk spoke, his voice low and venomous. "You want to know the difference between you and me, Logan? I earned everything. Every championship. Every main event. Every moment of respect. You bought your way in. You used your YouTube money and your celebrity connections to skip the line, to bypass the independent circuit, to avoid paying your dues like every real wrestler has to. You're not an athlete. You're a tourist with a good marketing team." Logan tried to respond, tried to interrupt, but Punk cut him off. "No, you don't get to talk anymore. You've said enough. You've disrespected this business long enough. And tonight, I'm going to teach you a lesson that no amount of followers, no amount of money, no amount of corporate protection can save you from. Tonight, you're going to learn what it actually means to be a wrestler." And then Punk dropped the microphone and swung. A right hand connected directly with Logan's jaw, snapping his head back. Logan stumbled, shocked that Punk actually hit him, and before he could recover, Punk was on him like a hurricane. Punches rained down. Not worked punches. Not safe, pulled strikes designed to look good on camera. These were real, stiff shots designed to hurt. Logan tried to fight back, throwing wild punches, but Punk blocked, countered, and systematically dismantled him. The referees ran in immediately, trying to separate them, but Punk shoved them aside. Security sprinted down the ramp, and Punk took out 3 security guards with kicks and elbows before they could even get close. Logan tried to escape the ring, rolling to the outside, but Punk followed him like a demon possessed. He grabbed Logan by his hair, dragged him to the announce table, and drove his face into the table's surface once, twice, 3 times. The sound echoed through the arena. The crowd was on their feet, torn between shock and excitement. This wasn't a planned segment. This felt real. The commentary team was scrambling, unsure whether to call the action or demand the cameras cut away. Adam Pearce ran out, screaming for Punk to stop, threatening suspensions, fines, termination. Punk looked at Pearce, and for a moment, it seemed like he might attack the Raw general manager too. But instead, he turned back to Logan Paul. Punk threw Logan into the steel steps with a sickening crash. Logan's shoulder took the full impact, and he crumpled in pain. But Punk wasn't finished. He grabbed a steel chair from ringside, and the entire arena gasped. The referees pleaded. Security regrouped. But Punk raised that chair and brought it down across Logan's back with a crack that reverberated through the building. Once, twice, 3 times. Logan was screaming, trying to crawl away, but there was nowhere to go. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, security swarmed Punk, 6 men tackling him to the ground, restraining him. Punk was still fighting, still trying to get to Logan, his face red with rage, veins bulging. Logan was on the ground, holding his back, blood trickling from his mouth where Punk's initial punches had split his lip. Medical staff rushed to check on him while security dragged Punk up the ramp. And even as they pulled him backstage, Punk was screaming at Logan, "You wanted to be a wrestler? Welcome to the business." The show went to a chaotic commercial break, and when Raw returned, the entire dynamic had shifted. Adam Pearce was in the ring, looking frustrated and overwhelmed. He announced that CM Punk had been escorted from the building and that there would be serious consequences for his actions. He said that WWE does not condone violence outside of sanctioned matches and that Punk's behavior was unacceptable. But you could hear it in his voice. He didn't believe his own words. Because deep down, everyone knew Logan Paul had this coming. Backstage segments throughout the rest of the night showed Logan receiving medical attention, his shoulder being iced, his lip being stitched. And to Logan's credit, he didn't go quietly. He cut a promo from the trainer's room, furious, demanding that WWE suspend Punk, that they press charges, that they fire him for assault. Logan said he was going to sue, that his lawyers were already working on it, that Punk had just made the biggest mistake of his life. But beneath the anger, you could see it. The fear. The realization that he had poked a bear and gotten mauled. Social media exploded instantly. Twitter was on fire with debate. Half the wrestling world was celebrating, saying Logan finally got what he deserved, that you can't disrespect the legends without consequences. The other half was clutching their pearls, saying Punk went too far, that this was unprofessional, dangerous, and bad for WWE's image. The footage went viral immediately, trending worldwide, with millions of views in the first hour. Love him or hate him, CM Punk had created the most talked about moment in recent wrestling history. But let's talk about what this really means, because this isn't just about one attack. This is about the fundamental clash between old-school wrestling culture and the new social media influencer invasion. CM Punk represents everything traditional about professional wrestling. You earn your spot. You pay your dues. You work independent shows in front of 50 people. You drive 8 hours to the next town for $200. You sacrifice your body, your relationships, your health for the love of the craft. And after years, maybe decades, you get your shot at the big time. That's the wrestler's path. That's the code. Logan Paul represents the shortcut. He's a content creator who decided wrestling looked fun and used his massive platform and financial resources to buy his way into WWE. He didn't work the indies. He didn't grind for years. He walked in as a celebrity and immediately got opportunities that full-time wrestlers work their entire careers for. And while Logan has proven he's athletic and willing to take risks, there's still resentment from the locker room, because in their eyes, he didn't earn it the right way. Punk's attack wasn't just about Logan's words. It was about defending the sanctity of the profession. It was a statement to every influencer, every celebrity, every outsider who thinks they can walk into wrestling and disrespect the people who built this industry. Punk was saying, loudly and violently, that there are consequences for disrespect. That wrestling isn't just entertainment, it's a culture with codes and values that must be honored. Now, WWE is in a difficult position. They have to respond to this. They can't appear to condone Punk's actions because it sets a dangerous precedent and creates legal liability. But they also can't ignore the fact that this segment is going to draw massive ratings and attention. This is the kind of controversy that sells pay-per-views. So what happens next? Does WWE suspend CM Punk? Do they turn this into a storyline and give us Punk versus Logan Paul at a major event? Does Logan press charges for real, taking this outside the world of kayfabe? The smart money says WWE turns this into the hottest program they've had in years. They'll fine Punk, maybe suspend him for a week to maintain the illusion of consequences, and then they'll announce Punk versus Logan Paul in some kind of stipulation match where Punk can legally destroy Logan without corporate interference. Hell in a cell. Street fight. No disqualification. Something where Punk can finish what he started and Logan can try to prove he belongs in the same ring as a legend. But here's the thing. Logan is in way over his head. Punk is one of the best in-ring workers of all time. He's technical. He's vicious. He's smart. Logan has athleticism and guts, but he's still learning. In a real match against a motivated, angry CM Punk, Logan is going to suffer. Punk will target that injured shoulder. He'll work over the ribs. He'll make Logan quit or knock him out. This isn't going to be competitive. This is going to be a public execution. The WWE locker room is split on this. Some veterans are quietly applauding Punk for standing up for wrestling tradition. Others are concerned that this kind of violence, even if somewhat worked, crosses a line and could have real legal ramifications. The younger generation is watching closely because this will define how WWE handles influencer talent going forward. If Punk faces serious punishment, it sends a message that celebrities are protected. If WWE books Punk to destroy Logan, it sends the opposite message. Logan's fans are outraged, flooding WWE's social media with demands for Punk to be fired. Punk's fans are buying merchandise, creating memes, and celebrating their hero for defending wrestling's honor. The mainstream media is covering this as a legitimate assault, questioning whether WWE has lost control of its roster. Sports outlets are debating whether this was real or staged. And through it all, WWE's stock price is climbing because controversy equals money in this business. If you're sitting there thinking this is the most insane thing you've seen on Raw in years, hit that like button right now because this story is only getting started. Drop a comment below telling me whose side you're on. Did CM Punk go too far, or did Logan Paul absolutely deserve everything he got? Are you Team Punk or Team Logan? And honestly, if you're not subscribed to Ring Rumble yet, you're missing out on the best wrestling breakdowns and analysis on this platform. We're here every single day bringing you the latest news, the hottest takes, and the deepest dives into everything happening in wrestling. Hit that subscribe button and join our community because we're building something special here, and I genuinely want you to be part of it. This attack is going to have consequences that ripple through WWE for months. CM Punk has declared war not just on Logan Paul, but on the entire concept of celebrity wrestlers who don't respect the business. This is going to force WWE to choose sides. Do they protect their traditional wrestling values, or do they prioritize mainstream attention and celebrity crossover appeal? Because they can't have both anymore. Punk made sure of that. Logan Paul came into WWE thinking his fame made him special, that his social media clout gave him immunity. He learned last night that inside a wrestling ring, none of that matters. Inside that squared circle, there's only one currency that matters: respect. And if you don't show it, someone like CM Punk will take it from you by force. The road ahead is going to be violent, personal, and absolutely unmissable. CM Punk unleashed something on Raw that can't be put back in the bottle. The best in the world just reminded everyone why you don't disrespect legends. And Logan Paul just learned the hardest lesson of his wrestling career: when you step into the ring with real wrestlers, you better be ready for real consequences. This is only the beginning. The war between CM Punk and Logan Paul is going to redefine what WWE looks like going forward. And we're going to be here covering every single moment, every twist, every brutal chapter of this story. Because this isn't just wrestling. This is personal. This is war. And nobody is safe.